Yo, YouTubers! Hold on. Put the air in the background there, mate. You might have noticed it's a ball. Yeah, the piece of cardboard that the pitch is on is flat, yeah. It's a flat F. But you might be able to tell that it's a ball. It ain't a flat F. That's me phony Cockney accents. I'm not paying £5 to go to Earl's Court, see a bunch of ants at the back of a stage. £5. Beer review. I went into the shops today. I was going to try and stay and not go out because I was sort of running out of food, and I thought I want to start fasting. You know, to lose. Look at how fat my head's gone. Look at it. I need to lose some weight. Got tits in that. And I thought I'd try and do a bit of fasting and that, but I had no food in, and I just thought, look, man, I don't think I can go without the thought of buying some, I've got a load of beans in, some, what they call fava beans, and I thought, well, them beans, I could be having them in noodles. I've run out of noodles now, So I went out specifically to get some noodles, basically. And I said to myself, if I go out and I go in them shops and I see any beers that are a decent price, yeah, I'm here to fight it. I'm not here to fight it. But anyway, I went into Home and Bargain, then I looked at these and $1.49, whatever. Cheap. But are they out of date? That's the question. Have they been ruined on a shop floor or a warehouse floor? Because when you see these in Home Bargain, Love Lane, Nectaron from Love Lane. When you see these kinds of beers, that if you went to the website or you went to the brewery in Liverpool, you'd be paying £4 or £5 a can, wouldn't you? And it's the $1.49 in Home and Bargain, which means they could be out of date or just about to go out of date, or the heat has ruined them on the shelf or something, and they know it, so they sell them off to the shops. They're always a bit stale, aren't they? But anyway, for the change, I did this with a check. It says best before 26th of the 6th, 2026. So there's a year's shelf life on that can. So it shouldn't be off, should it? It should be fresh. It should be cool. Let's see what we got. It's £1.49. Special release, Love Lane Brewery. Nectaron IPA single hop brew. 5.5 big percent. It's big 5.5%. Nectaron IPA India Pale Ale. Brewed exclusively with Nectaron hops in both the boil and dry hop, this IPA bursts with big, juicy flavour. Expect tropical notes of passion fruit, pineapple and citrus, layered over a smooth malt body and a crisp, balanced bitterness. A special release from Love Lane. Malts, pale, caramel, wheat, hops, Nectaron, nose, pineapple, passion fruit, peach, palate, juicy citrus, finish, balanced bitter. Ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat, hops, yeast. Love Lane Brewery, Liverpool. In case you want to read that yourselves, all that bit. Don't know if you can see it on this camera, it's a bit crap. let's take a look, shall we? I didn't feel like a drink today. Like I said, I had a few of them blooms the other night. Not last night, night before. You know the blooms. The Seven Brothers. I've been going back to them like a dog returns to its vomit, mate. As sure as a dog returns to its vomit, Bruce will return for the blooms. I've got 3 more in my fridge. I bought some today as well because I love that beer. But it's more about the love of the beer than getting one to get wellied. Whereas you go to Home Bargain, you get these things for cheap. It's about one to get wellied, isn't it? But it's not really. It's nothing to do with that. I went for food and I was just tempted. You know what I mean? I just seen the beer cans as fight it, fight it. You know, you see a vampire like battling with a crucifix going. That's what I'm like when I see a beer can on the shelf and it's like, looks interesting, you know what I mean? Because I can't resist the review. It's not that I want to drink it and be an alcoholic, you know what I mean? I just got a review. So I've got a review-itis, I've got YouTube review-itis, you know what I mean? It's YouTube review-itis, it's called. It's a good job it hasn't got to me. Like, it hasn't spread. You know, I'm like reviewing crisps and reviewing Chinese meals and reviewing noodles. It hasn't spread. Do you know what I mean? I just review beers. I'm a pisshead. Let's get on with it. I tell you what, I'm loving the colour of this. Looks absolutely gorgeous, to be honest. Ooh, hey. How many more of them are on the shelf? Cartoon, like. No road running. Meep, meep. That looks lovely, mate. That's the colour. That's the colour. You see? Gorgeous. Orangey. Amber. Smells good. Will it be off? That's the question. Will it be slightly off in a Home Bargain £1.49 way? This should be well £4 a can, these guys. You know the score, like. That's what I think to myself when they say, do they have like batches that are ruined, you know, when they have like a taste test there, you know, and he goes, like the wine drinkers do, and then they go, no, we can't put that on the shelves, send it to Home and Bargain. £1.40 a can. Because I've drank a few of these Love Lane out of date jobbies, and you know, like the ones like, you know, the Love Lane Pale Ale and the Love Lane Baltic Lagers and whatever. And you drink them fresh, they're fantastic. You know, they're just like Glen Affrick's and all the other big names, you know, all the, you know, the big breweries. But I'll tell you what, the colour of that looks beautiful. It reminds me, like, I'd say the perfect colour of a beer, which this is, that's it. You can't get a more perfect. It's beautiful, that. I mean, when the light shines through your hand, it looks red. You know, the light on your hand, like a rosy glow. You can see that on my hand, like the light is glowing. It's almost red. Right, but it looks orangey in the glass, right? And a good description for colour, I'd say, is you remember those sweets called Fox's Glacier Mints? Remember them? And the advert was like a polar bear standing on an ice cube, but it was a Glacier Mint, really, like. Well, they did Fox's Glacier Barley Sugar, do you remember them? They were like Glacier Mints, but instead of being clear white things, you know, clear glass coloured, they were that colour, like a lovely, inviting, orangey, amber colour, and that's the colour. That's why I always reference it by Fox's Glacier Barley Sugar, whatever they were called. It was barley sugar, wasn't it? And that's what it looks like. That's straight away what that orange reminds me of. Amber orange. and I'm getting really bored. And sometimes I look at that and I think, I'd make sure I press the pause. You know what I mean? You do a whole beer review and you're not record. I've done that, I've done. I think it only ever happened to me once, man. We had done an entire beer review and I realised it wasn't recording, I was like, oh man, I was already buried and everything. I'd done the descriptions and everything, you know what I mean? It was like, I didn't take the thing off. Look, the can, it's a bit tacky, but it's alright. That's one thing these labels, they're a bit off-putting, I think. Love Lane, stick to your minimalist pictures, you know what I mean? Or this, look, this. One of the greatest beer can artwork I've ever seen in my entire life, mate. Hold on to your hats. That one, look. Is that the best ever? The best artwork, honestly, mate. Love Lane. Look at 2 labels because they didn't peel off proper. that is one of the greatest beer can designs I've ever seen ever. But you notice the low colour, minimalist colour. When it's too red, it's like, look at that, mate. I mean, that's like a Van Gogh painting or something. It's like, no, what's his name? Who's the fella that used to hang out with Van Gogh? I can't remember his name. The artist. It's like one of his pieces of work, isn't it? Like, you know. What's his name, that artist? Alright, let's get on with it. It smells hoppy. Nectaron IPA, single hop brew. So it's just Nectaron hops. And like it smells like a lot of other hops, and I wouldn't have thought. I would have thought that was what's its face, you know, Chinook hops. It's got that, and there's Galaxy's the other one that's got a familiar taste to it. I'm not really keen, and Citra's my favourite so far. You know, out of all the hops, like. But yeah, it looks lovely. Smells surprisingly fresh. I'm actually surprised, you know, over 140, you know what I mean? Home bargain, £1.40. Pineapple, mango, grapefruit. A little bit of, I think it's because the hops, there's almost a coconutty vibe in there, almost a coconutty smell, but it's a hoppy, like, you know, it's not like coconutty. It's, you know, I tell you what, it looks gorgeous in the glass. Can's a bit too multicoloured, but it's a Love Lane Brewery. Nectaron IPA single hop brew, 5.5%. Up yeah. Hey, hey, hey. That's exactly. It's exactly what it says here. Look, it says the malt's pale caramel wheat. It's got a caramelly flavour to it, like, which is nice. That's nice, man. I didn't expect that at all. They're usually a little bit off. Everything looks fantastic, like it's fresh. And a crisp, balanced bitterness. Yeah, it's a nice beer, that, guys. $1.49. It's like the cavalry, like all right into the offie, like. That's a good one for $1.49, guys. Oh, it's warm and it's nice. I want to have a swig. Beautiful colour. Beautiful colour, guys, come on. Gorgeous, no. I'm actually loving this. We got 2 of them as well. Oh, nice. Right. Mangoey, fruity on the palate. Levels off a nice caramel. The bitterness is not too sharp. It's just right. It's a nice balance. It's a lovely beer. It's nice. It looks lovely in the glass. I'm starting to sound like an alky again. By the way, my sister's watching. Jules, if you're watching, right? She rang me the other day and said, I'm a bit concerned. I saw in one of your beer reviews and you look like you were shaking a lot, like. And honestly, I don't. I don't shake as normal, right? But when you're doing a beer review and you know you're focusing on the camera and you're leaning forward, you're not like sitting normally, you know what I mean? You just pour a drink. When you're holding your beer can forward, you're pouring, like, you know, especially I hold the beer glass with my left hand, which is not my strongest hand, obviously, you know what I mean? And because you've got to go, I go like that for the camera, you know, I want you to see the pour. So I'm leaning forward, my arms are full stretch like this, instead of like, you know what I mean, as you normally pour a beer, right? Now you've got to understand, when I'm like that leaning, and I might have had you know, like a booze binge a couple of nights earlier. So I do shake a bit after the booze binge, you know what I mean? I'm not like in a DTs and that, like, you know what I mean? and like sometimes you go like that, and because of the camera, you know, you're looking at the camera as well, thinking, am I on the shot there? And you sort of go like that, like, you know, and it's not like, it's your arms outstretched like that, like, you know. You can't like that. But no, I'm okay. None of that. I've got none of that stuff. No shakes or anything like that. you know, I'm actually fine on that one. Like, so I appreciate the concern. She sounded really concerned. Like, it's like, you all right? Like, because I noticed she was shaking a lot. I was like, only like shaking Stevens, like, or shaking all over. But now I'm alright. Look, I'm holding the glass. You can see. I mean, I'm holding something nervous holding the glass, like, because my arm's free. But there's no, like, not medical, you know what I mean? I'd say so. I'd tell people, I'd actually put a video on YouTube and say, look, man. I mean, I've told loads of people I might go see now. I'm actually expecting to go see now because little bits of my memory are going, or anything to do with, like, I'll give you an example, right? Oh, John was talking to me, anything that's like new in my brain, I take it as like, there's not much need for it, and it'll be a temporary bit like the way RAM works on a computer. It holds things temporarily and then lets go as soon as it's no longer needed. It doesn't go in the hard drive. It doesn't go in the processor. Stays. Now that's what it's like to me as I'm getting older, right? And something I don't really like. Like, for example, I don't see the point in memorising footballers' names anymore. You know what I mean? Apart from like the greats like Kevin Keegan, Kenny Dalglish, whatever. Footballers come and go as you get older. When you're younger, things are drawn out like an elastic band, aren't they? When you get older, things come and go, right? And recently, like, our skid was, we were watching the telly and sports was on, and Alonso was on, the manager. He's a football manager now, you know what I mean? Alonso, do you remember Alonso played for Liverpool? And I was like, I couldn't see him playing for Liverpool, you know what I mean? I was like, sort of. The name rings a bell and everything, like, but that's an example of where the RAM just goes. Because what's the point in me storing in my head? Alonso played for Liverpool. He scored these goals. It's irrelevant now, right? And then I was watching the old videotapes. I've got like old recordings of when Liverpool won the Champions League. And then with the famous comeback, like in Bucharest and that, like. And it was Bucharest. Well, look, here's an example of senile dementia kicking in. Like, it was Istanbul. It was Istanbul. What I say? I don't want to swear. This is an example, right? But anyway, I was watching all my old footage, all the news clips that I've got, like, you know, like on a DVD that I taped off television when they done it, like, all the news channels, you know, all the local news channels and everything, the parade, all that stuff, right? And obviously when the game, they've shown, you know, like, highlights of the game and stuff, like, Alonso was playing, like, and I was like, oh, the penny dropped when I was watching that footage. It was like, oh yeah, now I remember him playing for Liverpool, yeah. But our John was going, while he was on the screen as a manager going, do you remember him playing for Liverpool? Fuck's sake. For flip's sake. Beep, beep. And that's an example. That's an example of terrible. Remember the Liverpool players once they've left the team. Oh yeah, that's absolutely. I tell you what, guys, at 149, I'm starting to feel merry and effing in a very nice way, guys. You know what I mean? Love Lane, come on. That should be £4, obviously. Like that should be £4 normally, shouldn't it? Go on the website and check it out. Hey, let's find out. But it's a definitive 10 out of 10 now. I like that. I'm personally not really into the hops. It's that musky. I don't know how to describe it. It's a musky flavour, isn't it? And I suppose some people go, oh, I love that. When it hits them, it's just a perfect hop for them. It's not with me, but it's quality. It's fantastic quality. I'll show you the old head dissipation. Speaking of senile dementia, I'll show you the head dissipation as time goes by. You'll know it's like, I say, my sister knocks on the door, and they come and talk to me like after a visit and that, and I go, yeah, so is everything all right then, Ronnie? Tommy. You go, my name's Julie. You old me. Because I tell you now, man, I don't want to go old like a vegetable, but I would actually mock myself, you know what I mean? I'd actually put it on YouTube for a laugh. I'd be, people wouldn't realise, like, oh, look at this video, Bruce, man, like, the dementia, he's at the chippy, like, going, how much is salt and vinegar? I'd laugh at myself, like, portion of salt and vinegar, please. You gotta have chips or fish or whatever, you don't just get salt and vinegar on its own. I only want salt and vinegar. No, when you're walking into the chippy. Yeah, it's alright. Now I'm looking forward to the next one, like, which looks crap on the label, but I've got a few to review, like, I've got 4 reviewable beers there, man. Oh, I hate when I do that. See, that's reviewitis, guys. That's reviewitis. YouTube reviewitis, man. It should be actually entered into the medical journal. YouTube reviewitis. A condition where a person can't look at an item on a shop shelf without taking it home to review it on YouTube. It's a good job, when you say you got piles. you buy some Anacao, you know what I mean? Review it, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, YouTube reviewitis. Condoms, you know what I mean? I'm going to review. Everything you buy, you got to review it. Enjoying that, mate. It's proper satisfying. Fun. It's got that soft drink punchy vibe about it. Not, hey, what? Come on, man. For £1.49. That's a joke, mate. I know it says in the Bible the meek will inherit the earth, but that's getting ridiculous, you know what I mean? You know, say I went to Harrods and I went to buy that, and I was like, yeah, getting Harrods, I'm a very wealthy man. I'm going to buy some beers now. Yeah, so how much is this? How much is this on my deal? Oh, that's £8.50 a can. Yeah, no problem with me. That's what. But the meek will inherit the earth. You go into Home and Bargain, £1.49, go ahead. You'd never see someone like a lord or a lady in Home and Bargain, would you? Or a rock star. Or, someone's paying like mega taxes, mate. Like people who are very, obviously royals and that don't pay taxes, do they? So, but when people are, this is the thing about in this country, the wealthier you are, the more money you earn, the more you're going to get creased for taxes. So it's a bit pointless, isn't it? Getting wealthy, like, it's a bit silly, like, decrease you. So the meek inherit the earth, don't they? Like, the more modest we are, the daffy 149. A bit of a shoulder right there, what's that about? Oh. See, for me, it's like I'm 60 and I've got like creaks and, bit of whippersnapper me. Old whippersnapper. I've been hitting 140s on my darts, guys. I've been hitting, been playing, been watching darts and, lately Luke Little and all that business, yeah. I hit a few 140s, mate. I haven't hit another 180. I've had 6 180s. They're all on YouTube, not actually throwing the darts, right? But every single one of them cameras, when I show you, when I go, look, I'm recording it for posterity. The fact that, like, there's a 180. The darts in the board. You know what I mean? Since I bought them new darts, I've had 6 of them, like, guys. Now, I've been hitting, like, I'm starting to get me throw, me style, me stance and everything perfect. The darts are amazing. I've been hitting a couple of 140s and I nearly got a 180 today. Hit two 260s and the third dart went 140, you know what I mean, or in 5 or 1, But it's happening, guys. Number 7's on its way. If I post a video up of number 7, 180 number 7, don't anyone say, oh, anyone could just stick the number. If I was doing that, like, secretly, wouldn't I have had 10 180s by now and they'd all just, like, carried on, like, it'd be like a madman. I've got another 180 there, yeah, just stick them in the board, film that and put it on YouTube. To be like loads of them, wouldn't they, you know what I mean? Why was your fake just 6 and stop? Even my brother argues with me, like, you could have put them in the board. How do we know it's not real? How do we know it's real? What I mean? People who like I'd speak to on YouTube or, on PlayStations and stuff like that, they said, oh, come on, man, we could easily stick the darts in. I can't believe you'd actually say that to me, guys, you know what I mean? But I've had a total of 9. I had 3 180s in with previous darts when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? Like, and including them, I've had 9 so far. So really, I'm after number 10. 180 number 10, like. But number 7 will do for me for now. If I get with them darts, really looming close. I was hoping to do some live practicing, just live stream practicing and show is what I mean. But, because if you film something, it's like, you ever try filming yourself with a guitar singing and stuff, and it's very off-putting, and if I'm doing a demo on my studio, and like there's a bit of footage of me doing a song called Archimedes with a K, Archimedes. Check it out. It's an instrumental. You don't have to listen to any lyrics or nothing like that. And it's a live take, guys. You know what I mean? It's like I actually set the camera up, recorded that track. It's all a lead guitar basically all the way through. Didn't hit a single bum note. Played the whole thing perfectly. but the soundtrack is on Cubase, and the camera's a different sound source. Do you get me? So I put the track together from Cubase and then put it up and synced it with the video. You understand? So it might be a microsecond late or whatever, but you can be rest assured when I'm playing Archimedes, for example, it's live. It's actually live. I'm actually playing that live in the room. You know what I mean? The capture is actually happening, and I wouldn't fake that, you know. But it's just that's so nerve-wracking doing that. If I haven't got a camera roll and I play my tunes, everything's dead easy. As soon as I get the camera rolling, I think to myself, oh no, I'm going to hit a bum note here. You panic, you sort of, because you don't want to start again. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when you're just practicing not for the camera, you don't have to start again, do you? You just carry on playing because you don't give a flying banana who's watching or whatever, because no one's watching it. Whereas, like, you know, well, the same with the darts. If I put a camera up and go, right, I'm going to film playing darts, practice, I'm going to hit 180, I'm not likely to do it because I'm thinking of the camera, you know. So, come on, guys, get with it. When you get a 180, you can put it up yourselves without filming it, and you say, I just got a 180! You know, and I believe it. You know what I mean? No one would be mad enough to put a video on YouTube when they don't actually get a 180, would they? Come on, guys. You know, a bit disappointed. Sorry to boys, that's great. That's also I'll just drink the whole thing, you know what I mean? Talk about it, like. Yeah, it's very tasty, that. It's not like my own personal, you know, kind of need, but quality, guys, and it's feeling very warm. Feel the warmth, the warm fuzzy glow inside. But it's the look of it. I love that colour. It looks beautiful, guys. It's a really nice beer. That. I'm shocked. I didn't think it'd be that good. Love Lane, nice one. You know, I feel like a cheapskate because I haven't bought it from the website or from the brewery at like £4 a can, like, you know, £5 a can. I feel like a proper cheapskate when I buy these and bargain, like. You know, but it's alright. 10 out of 10. Alright, I'm getting off. Won't draw out too long, like. It's been 32 minutes for crying out loud. What about you? 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching, by the way. Anyone who watches, thanks. You don't have to sub. You don't have to press the like button. You don't have to worry about it. I'm probably the only person on YouTube that doesn't. I'm on Universal Credit, guys, for they have a nut job. You know what I mean? I'm on Universal Credit. I don't make money in entertainment or music or art or YouTube and stuff like that, right? And what would be the point of me saying subscribe, press the like, share with your friends, spread the news? You know, because I could have 1 million subscribers and it wouldn't matter to me, you know what I mean? Because I don't monetize or nothing. I can't believe my subs are going up. It's like gone from 870 something. It's on its way to 880. I think I might actually make it to 1,000 subscribers, right? And I'm a boring old man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to get, like, attention, like. Thanks for watching anyway, anyone who does watch.